Hey, what's up, everyone? The LDB is back at it again. Today, bringing you a breakdown, or I guess you could say my take on the Final Measure gear set. I know a lot of people are running this a lot of different ways. Some people are going all electronics so that you can be another type of healer. I mean, that's cool and all, but in my opinion, if you're going to be a healer, just run Reclaimer. You'll go a lot farther, do a lot better doing it that way. Just my opinion. That's just how I'm gonna say it. I mean, to each their own. You know, you might have a different gameplay style, but and then I see some people running basically, 9,000 stamina, kind of like you do like a Predator or a Striker build. But that it doesn't fit for me either with this. Because you don't have any kind of increase in damage or anything like that, like the Striker or Predator does. So either way, I'm going to get into it here and show you what I came up with. If you find this helpful in any way, smash that like button, subscribe for future content, and drop a comment down there. Let me know how you're running this. So let's get into the build. Alright everyone, so this is the first build I'll be showing you today. I do have a couple of them for you since, you know me, I like to bring you options, so I have a couple of them down here. One that is spec'd a little bit more towards electronics so that you can utilize that skill power a little bit more, as well as one that is more towards damage output and just firearms. So I'm not going to be doing that super healer build or anything like that. Again, if you're going to be doing something like that, I just recommend Reclaimer. That'll be a lot stronger, but if you don't have Reclaimer, I can see, yeah, if you spec everything into electronics, you can definitely help the group out a lot with that. But I have Reclaimer, so I'm just going to go for my playstyle and try to help them out with doing more damage and, keeping myself alive so they don't have to worry about it. But either way, let's go into the skills and talents, because this is a very much so PvE-based, group-based gear set. So you got to keep that in mind when we're going for our skills and talents. I am going to be using the Overdose just because I like that strong heal. If you want, you can go with your booster shot, or you could go with defibrillator. So if someone's down, you can shoot it at a distance and revive them from there. Works out pretty good. I'm going to be using the support station here because, again, in a group, if someone goes down, it will automatically revive them. It's not going to heal you all that much. That's a given, but if you can always pop it to get that extra little bit of health back, it's just as good. So moving on to the signature, I like Recovery Link just because, again, you're playing it safe that way. Unless you're with a very fine-tuned team and you guys know what you're doing, I really wouldn't recommend Tac Link. You could go with Survivor Link to give them a little bit of that damage resistance and stuff, but I think picking people up when they're down is a little more important. So other than that, moving on to the talents, we got this triple threat here going on in the medical side. Adrenaline, medkit gives you 7 seconds of immunity from status effect. You got critical save. Using a medkit gives you damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. And if everybody used this, combat medic, if everybody used this in a group, everyone would do so much better. But unfortunately, not many people do. But using a medkit near allies to heal group members and proxies within 20 meters by 40%. So if they're anywhere near you and you pop your heal, or your medkit, I'm sorry, they're going to feel it, and therefore they might not have to use theirs. But then if, again, that's what I was saying, if they had it on as well, then it's a give-take type of situation. It's not just give all the time. So regardless, that's what I'm going to be using to help the group out, and as well as on the move. I took off that one is none down there. It really sucks because I do really enjoy that talent, but it is what it is. I just think that on the move kind of complements the build itself because we're going against all this resistance and resilience, all that good stuff, and this will just help that some more. Kill a hostile while moving to reduce incoming damage by 15% for 10 seconds. Awesome. And it procs all the time. So I've noticed it more and more since I've used it, and it really does help out a lot. So let's look at the actual builds themselves. Alright, so first we should probably go over the weapons here. Pretty straightforward. I have a house here with Vicious, Deadly, and Card Counter on it. You've probably seen it on my previous videos, so nothing special there. And I have this lightweight M4 I really do like. Responsive, Deadly, and Brutal. So up close, getting those headshot crit shots, and then responsive kicks in. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. It's awesome. Other than that, I mean, that's the weapons. You could use whatever you're comfortable with. That's what I prefer. Now, let's look at what the gear set actually does, because that is pretty important here. The 2-piece gives you that 25% exotic damage resilience, and the 3-piece gives you 15% protection against elite. So right there, that's kind of telling you PvE, I mean, in my head. And the 4-piece actually kind of, that really just, drives it home. The final measure gives you when in range of hostile grenades or mortars, because no one's carrying around mortars, it diffuses them and adds grenades to your inventory. Can happen once every 8 seconds. I don't get the 8-second thing. Why not 5 seconds or 10 seconds? But it's 8 seconds and it works, so whatever. Again, moving on to the 5-piece here, we got another 15% exotic damage resilience with another 15% protection from elites. Now, the 6-piece here finalizes it, well, final measure, but this shows you that it is definitely group orientated. When a grenade is diffused, the player and all group members within 30 meters gain a buff based on the grenade type that was diffused. EMP shock, skill power increased by 40% for 8 seconds. Frag incendiary grenades, weapon damage increases by 40% for 8 seconds. Again, this 8-second thing. What is this 8 seconds? Flashbang and tear gas grenades gives you armor increased by 40% for 8 seconds. So that's going to be helping the group out a lot. You're getting a lot of different buffs there, and if you're getting spammed with all kinds of grenades from PvE, NPCs, or in PvP mode, whatever you're doing, this is going to help out a lot. So let's look at what we have everything rolled to on here. The chest piece that I got is rolled for firearms with health, exotic damage resilience, and ammo capacity. Now, I got an idea from a guy that I've played with a couple times. He streams a lot. His name is J-Man is Back. He gave me this idea on how to stack this EDR, and it really does work out. I can't wait to show you the character sheet. But either way, the mods that I got on this is firearms with exotic damage resilience and firearms with health mod on there. Moving on to the mask here, we got that rolled for stamina, and we have another 10.5 EDR and disorient resistance with firearms with 2.5 EDR on that as well. Again, just stack that as much as you can, just like crit. And on the knee pads here, we have a firearms mod. It's rolled for stamina with that 2.5% EDR mod on there and a 5.5% first aid self-heal mod. So that's pretty good there. Got the holster here, pretty much straightforward. Got 13s across the board. It's not optimized, so but it is what it is. It's still working pretty nice. You got 4% crit hit chance on there. And we have another 5.5% first aid self-heal mod on there, stacking that self-heal so people don't have to heal you. And we got the gloves pretty good. Rolled for firearms, got SMG damage, crit hit chance, and damage on that. So all around pretty good. Got the backpack here rolled to firearms with a low health roll, but it is what it is. I had to roll for ammo capacity. I'd rather have a lot of ammo. If you run out of ammo, that's the worst thing. But regardless, that's pretty much how I got the backpack set up. And the mods that I have on that is another firearms with 2.5% EDR on that, and 2 more 5.5% first aid self-heal mods. So again, we got, I believe it's 22%. First aid self-heal when we hit our heals, just having those mods on there, that's a big thing when you don't have a whole lot of skill power. So either way, you're probably thinking, why you keep stacking this EDR all this time? What are you doing here? Well, let's look at the character sheet. First off, we got nice crit hit chance. We're at 48%. The crit hit damage 115%, and the headshot damage 50%. That's what I normally focus on, right? And we got that all covered. This is all pretty good, pretty straightforward. Accuracy, we got a little bit on there. Range, reload time could be better, but the survivability is what I'm trying to get towards. We got the SMG damage. We got damage to elites is plus 15%. And again, we're getting all that protection from elites as well, so you got to keep that in mind. Now, this is where it should be getting interesting. You got the protection from elites. Exotic damage resilience, 71%. Alright, now I've seen people break 80. I got to 70. I think once you optimize a little bit, you probably get the numbers up a little bit more. 71% exotic damage resilience. This will really slow down a predator bleed, and I also have bleed resistance on there. So, if they're not at that 9,000, this is going to stop that a lot. Even if they are at that 9,000 for the predator, the EDR on this, you have time to think about, hey, I need to pop a med kit. And then with adrenaline on, you get that immunity from the status effect, so on and so forth. I also have burn resistance on there, disorient resistance, and I'm always missing shock resistance for some reason on my builds. I don't know. It drives me nuts, but I try to go for that bleed, burn, and shock. Those are the three that I think you're going to be running into. But the EDR is just kind of, I guess, everything kind of all around. For the most part, it resists a lot of things. Anything exotic, I guess. It's something that would give you a status effect, I guess you could say. So, that's that. I mean, 71%. I'm not ashamed of that, especially with this outbreak global event going on. You can kind of walk around and you can get close to the hostiles, and it doesn't mess you up all that much. This is a big thing. So, hopefully that helped you out. Now let's go to that second one real quick, and we'll just glance over that. Really, the only thing that I changed was the backpack, and I rolled it for electronics. That way you have 4,000 electronics, your skill power is 121,000, and your stamina, your toughness actually went up just a little bit there. Firearms went down, you're at 6,500, but you're still putting out pretty good numbers. You can still activate all of your talents, and you still got all that exotic damage resilience, all that. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. And being able to defuse grenades and mortars, I mean, come on, guys, that's awesome for any situation, wherever you're at. So hopefully this helped you out, guys. If it did, smash that like button, subscribe for future content, and definitely drop a comment down there. Let me know what you're thinking on this. I'd be interested, because I know a lot of people are running this all different ways. Electronics, all stamina, all firearms even, I've seen. I don't know. Let me know what is working for you. Hopefully this helped you out. And until next time, guys, take it easy. I'll see you then. Later.